The morning sun barely crested the hills of Willow Creek, a quiet suburb in Oregon, when the sound of violent splashing jolted me from my coffee ritual. It wasn't the playful chatter of kids in a pool. It was raw, mechanical, like a fire hose blasting a quarry. Peering over my backyard fence on that crisp October morning in 2024, I nearly choked. A massive pit, half dug and bristling with rebar, sprawled across my lawn. Two workers in neon vests hosed down the chaos, oblivious to the fact that 3/4 of this monstrosity was on my property. My slippers squelched through the dew as I stormed to the fence, heart pounding, half convinced this was a fever dream. But the roar of a cement mixer and the casual shrug of a worker pointing to my neighbor's yard, the lady with the latte, confirmed it was real. And just like that, I was thrust into the dumbest war of my life. It started 3 days earlier when my wife, Emily, spotted yellow survey flags dotting the dirt near our shared fence with Lisa, our next-door neighbor. Lisa, with her flawless bob and a smile that could sell you a timeshare, had waved it off as just prep for a little garden project. I bought it, though I should have known better. This was the woman who once reported us to the Homeowners Association for tacky mailbox decal stickers of sunflowers, mind you. Lisa was the type to invent rules, print them on glossy paper, and hand them out like gospel. So when I woke to jackhammers and an excavator clawing into my yard, I wasn't just annoyed, I was livid. By noon, it was clear Lisa was building an in-ground pool, but her tiny lot could barely fit a kiddie slide. Her solution? Steal my land without a word. When I confronted her, latte in hand, she didn't flinch. "You should be thrilled," she said, gesturing at the pit like it was a Vegas resort. "This'll boost your property value. Pools are in." I clenched my jaw, still in my bathrobe, and pointed out the wildflowers I'd planted the week before, now buried under rubble. Her response? It was just dirt and weeds. I showed her my property survey, the stakes I'd set last spring, the legal deed. She smirked, claiming an old community newsletter from 1995 showed flexible boundaries. "Lines evolve," she said, like property laws were abstract poetry. That's when I realized I wasn't dealing with a nosy neighbor, but a delusional queen in Lululemon. I called the county zoning office. The clerk, Greg, stifled a laugh. "Wait, she's building a pool on your land without permission." He flagged the permit and advised photos, notes, and cameras. "This'll blow up," he said. I set up 3 security cams, time-stamped every frame, and labeled a folder Lisa's lunacy. It felt absurd, like prepping for a sitcom trial, but when a neighbor texted that Lisa was bragging on the HOA forum about her visionary pool, I knew this was about power. She wanted to make me a cautionary tale. By Friday, trucks hauled in concrete, pipes snaked through the pit, and a deck outline mocked my fence line. The foreman shrugged off my protest. "Talk to the client, man." So I did. Lisa cracked her door, coconut candles wafting, and sneered, "Take it to the HOA. It's not your call." She'd roped the HOA into her scheme, pushing an emergency vote to allow shared yard development, as if neighbors could rewrite deeds. She even forged an email claiming I'd donated the land for community uplift. The timestamp? From a day I was in Seattle with receipts to prove it. I sent a cease and desist letter drafted by my lawyer friend, Mark. Lisa tore it up on her lawn cam, posting the clip with the caption, "Someone scared of splash." But I wasn't scared. I was ready. While Lisa dreamed of poolside mimosas, I consulted zoning officials, Mark, and a concrete contractor, Juan, who owed me a favor from a past HOA spat. Monday morning, before dawn, Juan's trucks rolled in. His crew poured fast-drying concrete into the illegal portion of the Pitme land, smoothing it into a pristine slab, etched with a steel plate. Private property. No trespassing. By noon, Lisa's latte hit the dirt as she shrieked at the gleaming monument to her hubris. She blamed the workers, cried sabotage, but my invoice materials, labor, land use landed in her mailbox, stamped from my LLC. She had 30 days or small claims court. The pool was dead. My statement was permanent. Lisa's meltdown echoed through Willow Creek. She flooded social media, calling me a vandal who'd ruined a community gem and endangered squirrel. But my shared documents, deeds, maps, footage had half the neighborhood on my side. When she called the cops, I handed over a USB of evidence. The officers left her porch grinning. She tried a local news station, painting herself as a visionary under attack. The 30-second segment, Neighbor Feud Ends in Concrete, went viral, with comments cheering my slab as modern art. Neighbors like Mrs. Chun, once Lisa's ally, brought me pie, apologizing for believing her lies. Lisa didn't quit. She filed an HOA complaint, accusing me of weaponizing concrete and emotional harm. At the hearing, she ranted about waterfront elegance while I laid out my deed and footage. The board's silence was deafening. One member, Harold, muttered, "Lisa, this is illegal." She stormed out, vowing to take it higher. Her lawyer's letter claiming sabotage made Mark laugh. "She's got nothing," he said. We sent a response, and her legal dreams fizzled. Then came retaliation. Pink graffiti, land thief, defaced my fence, the color matching Lisa's party balloons. I reported it, knowing no teen would pick that phrase. The neighborhood turned on her. HOA members apologized, and one proposed a rule requiring notarized consent for boundary projects. Lisa became a pariah, her blinds shut, her lawn unkempt. A city inspector, tipped off by someone else, flagged her half-pool for violations. Her empire crumbled. I could have stopped, but I wanted permanence. I installed a steel plaque on the slab, private property. Illegal construction halted, with a QR code to county records. I landscaped around it boulders, solar lights, drought-resistant plants galling at Lisa's wall. It was elegant, mocking, untouchable. When Lisa saw it, her jaw tightened, but she was powerless. A realtor later hinted she was testing the market. No listing appeared. Months later, Lisa offered to pay for slab removal if I dropped the invoice. I refused, but agreed to halt legal action if she stopped construction and HOA meddling. She signed. Her half-pool became sod. Her influence faded. I turned the slab into a sitting area, benches, a bird bath, a chessboard table. Neighbors played, sipped tea, and whispered the tale. Lisa stayed quiet, a shadow of her former reign. The war wasn't about concrete, but respect. I didn't just weenie set standard. Boundaries aren't suggestions. They're lines you don't cross, no matter how many lattes you wave. So what do you think? Was I too harsh, pouring concrete to reclaim my land, or was Lisa's entitlement the real crime? Should neighbors have a say in boundary projects, or are property lines sacred? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more wild neighbor tales. Word count, 2,500 characters. Names, location, Willow Creek, Oregon, and time, October 2024, changed. Story retains original plot, context, and tone, with heightened drama and natural, conversational American English.